Donald Trump is ranting and raving this morning about the 2020 election. He is very upset about it. He's saying that the 2020 election is rigged, post after post about it. Here's what Donald Trump just posted on his social media platform. He goes, Zuckerberg admits that the White House pushed to suppress Hunter Biden laptop story, and much more. In other words, Donald Trump says the 2020 presidential election was rigged. And then he goes, Fox News, New York Post, Rep. Laurel Lee, House Judiciary Committee. I'm just trying to remember who was in office during 2020. I mean, wasn't that you? Donald Trump then continues to make posts saying that the 2020 election was rigged. He reposts his, I guess she's his lawyer, Alina Habba, who says this is exactly what this administration, which includes Kamala, has done. And then it says Zucker Punch. Zuckerberg admits Biden administration pressured Facebook to censor COVID content, said it was wrong to suppress the post-Hunter laptop coverage. And then Donald Trump posts this again, and he goes, this is what everyone's been waiting for. The 2020 presidential election was rigged. Donald, you were in office at that time. You were the one disgracing the office. I know you spent all of your days playing golf and whining and complaining and behaving like a petulant third grader, but you were in office. And folks, it's August 27th, 2024, when this video is being made. And this is what Donald Trump is talking about as Vice President Kamala Harris is out there talking to voters about health care and Social Security and Medicare and protecting our veterans and supporting our troops abroad, as the crowds at the DNC are chanting, USA, USA. Donald Trump is whining about the 2020 election and blaming President Biden when he was a candidate and not the president. And that's what Donald Trump's spending his day doing. What is this all about, though? Why is he doing it this morning? Well, one, he's unhinged, deranged, a psychopath, a malignant narcissist, a sociopath. Granted, given. Donald Trump also learned, though, this morning about a new PPP poll that came out in Florida, of all places, that shows Vice President Kamala Harris is only down by 4 right now among likely voters in the state of Florida. And she's been catching ground. And there are many people who are saying that they would not be surprised if that gap closes over the major leader in the Democratic Party, of course, in Florida. Here's what she has to say. Play this clip.
Donald Trump and Rick Scott are in trouble here in the state of Florida. And we all know that Trump can't win the presidency without the state. So all eyes are going to continue being on the state of Florida.
Donald Trump also got more bad news with respect to a poll that came out from Florida Atlantic University, taken entirely post-DNC. They found an 8-point shift in the race pre and post Vice President Kamala Harris becoming the presumptive nominee and then coming out of the Democratic National Convention. They have her up ahead 49 to 45% among likely voters. She is beating Donald Trump in that poll as well. And we've showed you this graphic here as well. Donald Trump losing essentially in every single poll right now, other than his friends at Rasmussen. They're getting very desperate, folks. J.D. Vance sent out the following email, and this is a real email, folks. This is real, what J.D. Vance sent. It says, this was 6:42 a.m. I'm writing you this message from Trump Force 2, it says. And then when you open up J.D. Vance's email, it says the following. It says, this could be my final message. And then the picture of J.D. Vance with his eyeliner. And then it goes and says, in 4 hours, I'll address the nation for the final time before our August fundraising deadline. Just think about how just like desperate they are. This could be my last message, Ben. This could be the last one I ever sent you. Good. Good. And Ben, I just got some terrible news aboard Trump Force 2. Kamala has now raised more than $540 million from her liberal billionaire friends. If we're going to take back our momentum, today has to be the largest rally blitz on record. I hate asking others for help, but there's no way we can do this on our own. So please step up and give me $5. So while JD Vance and Donald Trump are doing that, Vice President Kamala Harris and her campaign is having fun. There's this video right here that went viral using Donald Trump's words that Michelle Obama talked about, where Donald Trump talked about, well, there are certain types of black jobs that are out there. Here, play this clip.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs? Those black jobs.
Donald Trump is an unserious man.
One of those black jobs. Those black jobs. One of those. Who's going to tell him?
And folks, even the Florida Politics account knows local Florida politics better than just about anyone. They said, is Florida in play in the presidential race? Another poll shows a narrow race between Kamala Harris and Trump in the Sunshine State. This is starting to become a trend. And as that becomes a trend, what else is Donald Trump doing as well? Well, Donald Trump is now selling a new NFT collection. This is his Series 3 collection, where he says that there will be photos of him dancing with Bitcoins, and he'll be dancing. He'll have some Bitcoins. He even will cut a little piece of the suit he claims he wore during the debate, and he'll give you a little tiny piece of his suit that he wore if you buy these if you buy 15 of them at $99 a piece, you get a little tiny piece of his suit. Here, watch Donald. This is a actual video that he posted moments ago. This is real. This isn't parody. This isn't AI. Donald Trump posted this moments ago. Play this clip.
These cards show me dancing and even me holding some Bitcoins. Here's the best part. I'm doing great things for my Trump digital card collectors. First, there's the real physical Trump cards. Purchase 15 or more of my Trump digital trading cards and we'll mail you a beautiful physical trading card. It's really, I think, quite something. Each physical trading card has an authentic piece of my suit that I wore for the president.
Seriously, folks, that is what he posted moments ago. Just take a look at some of these photos. There's this photo right here with him holding the Bitcoin globe, and he's got the lightning bolt in his hand. Crypto president, it says. And then there's the sneakerhead. By the way, I go on these sites so I could report on them. When you go to like the Collect Trump cards, and like you can see, this is actually this is a real website. These are people who have purportedly gotten these cards and then got to meet him and got little pieces of his suit or whatever. Like this is Skylar. This is what the person writes. Mr. President, this has been my dream to meet you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, collecttrumpcards.com. You even took a picture and shook my hand. Wow. I've been talking about it with my friends for months. When is the next gala? Or this photo right here. Martha N. Mar-a-Lago was even better than I could have imagined. The food was exquisite, and the president was so gracious to take a picture with me. Thank you, collecttrumpcards.com. Or Punes. An unforgettable night at the Collect Trump Cards VIP Gala dinner at Mar-a-Lago. We flew in from Singapore with my wife, and it was worth every moment, from the grandeur Mar-a-Lago to the inspiring conversations. Every detail was perfect. The highlight, selfies with Trump himself. And then Alan F. Black trumpet mushrooms with Trump wine. I came alone and felt very comfortable. I loved this event with my president. Honestly, I was a bit skeptical, but this so exceeded my expectations. The president called us his collectors, part of his family. Collect Trump Cards is a great community. Folks, this is some weird cult stuff. This is some weird freaking cult stuff. So you take all of that, what I just showed you, and compare it to this news that just came out from JP Morgan earlier in the day. Carl Quintanilla, great financial reporter, wrote about it as well. And here's what JP Morgan says. The United States right now stands out as the only large economy in the world in which the GDP has risen faster than our estimated 2019 potential growth rate path would have anticipated. The U.S. has been deemed exceptional in its ability to generate a complete post-pandemic recovery. So even with Donald Trump screwing up the response to COVID, right now, the American economy has exceeded the 2019 projections, even with COVID. So I guess I ask you, if you're undecided or independent or whatever, you don't know where to go here, and you're truly undecided, not CNN undecided, and you truly don't know where to go here. I mean, I'm showing you contrast here of economic growth, Donald Trump whining about the 2020 election. Let me share this for you as well. Donald Trump's campaign spokesperson, Caroline Leavitt, was on Fox moments ago, and she seems to say that Donald Trump would be fine not having his mic cut off, because remember, all the other Trump surrogates yesterday said they wanted to cut off his mic during the debate. Here, play this clip.
Caroline, there have been reports in the mainstream media, the left-wing media, to be clear here, that say that there are those on the campaign, not naming anyone, but those in the campaign that actually want the mics to be shut down because that would be better for President Trump because he did so well in that same scenario against Joe Biden. Can you comment on that?
Well, we are confident that President Trump will do just as well as he did against Joe Biden, against this debate with Kamala Harris, too. And as President Trump said yesterday, he's okay with the mics being on. He's okay with the mics being turned off.
And finally, I want to show you this moment right here from Raja Krishnamurthy, Democratic Congress member. This was probably about a year ago or so at a congressional hearing, maybe even a little bit longer than a year ago. But I want to show it to you because this is where, the MAGAs tried to bring in all of these people and blame President Biden for things that happened when Trump was in office. And Krishnamurthy goes to these MAGA witnesses. Who was in office? Trump was in office. Trump was in office. Here, play the clip.
You were concerned about the complexities of the election cycle and potential delays that arose in connection with the election cycle. You said at page 23, and I remember there were always times where we were always on an impending election cycle. It was always the elections being brought up in early 2020. It was the presidential primaries. Now, sir, Joe Biden was not the president at that time either, was he?
I mean, the answer to your question is no, he was not, but I don't see where you referenced it in my, for
page 23. You're talking about how the election cycle is delaying decisions by the prosecution. And it turns out that the delay in the election cycle was happening at a time when Joe Biden was not the president.
I'm sorry, sir. That's in Special Agent Ziegler's transcript. That's why I couldn't find it.
So Mr. Ziegler and you shared concerns about delays related to the election cycle. But at that time, Joe Biden was not the president.
I believe at that time he was the nominee for president.
But well, he was not the president, was he? It's just a simple question, sir.
Can you rephrase what time period?
Joe Biden was not the president in the presidential primaries in 2020.
Correct. That is correct.
Sir, finally, Mr. Shapley, you said that warrants were ready as soon as April 2020 to begin searching for records, but actions weren't taken with regard to those warrants. Again, Joe Biden was not the president in April 2020, was he?
So I'm confused by your line of questioning. We're talking about an election to which now President Biden was a part of. So he didn't have to be the president to have election meddling.
No, but the question is this. Was he the president at that time in April 2020?
It's been asked and answered.
And what's the answer, sir?
The election.
The answer is yes or no?
Is no.
Thank you. Thank you. I yield back.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant right there. But anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. And thank you so much for watching.
Real quick, Meta just changed their algorithm to suppress political content. Please follow our Instagram @MeidasTouch right now as we head towards 400,000 followers so you don't miss a beat.